Somewhere in Canada tonight, a woman in her 50s is standing at a bathroom mirror in London, Ontario, tapping a cold dab of eye cream into the soft skin under her eyes before bed. In Victoria, a man is rolling a metal applicator under his eyes, hoping it erases the tired look the morning meetings keep pointing out. In Saskatoon, in Laval, in Mississauga, the very last thing millions of Canadians touch every night is a tiny tube aimed at the one patch of skin that gives their age away first, the eye contour. Because that's what the eye contour is, the thinnest, most absorbent skin on your entire body, in places less than half a millimeter thick, with almost no oil glands to protect it, sitting over a web of fine blood vessels. Whatever you press into it gets the deepest, most direct contact of anywhere on your face, a millimeter from your actual eye, all night, every night, for years. Canadians spend hundreds of millions of dollars a year on eye creams, gels, and rollers. By the gram, it is the most expensive product in any Canadian bathroom. A 15 milliliter tube can cost more than a full-size face cream, and we put it exactly where the skin is thinnest. But here's what nobody is telling Canadians. On the 5th of March 2025, the Government of Canada published its final State of PFAS report and concluded that the entire class of forever chemicals, excluding fluoropolymers, is toxic to human health and the environment. The government's own risk management plan named cosmetics as a priority for future prohibition. That prohibition is still pending. And this is not theory. On the 2nd of February 2026, Environment and Climate Change Canada fined Estée Lauder Cosmetics $750,000 for using banned forever chemicals in products sold to Canadians. Estée Lauder. Keep that name in your head because it owns one of the most famous eye creams in this country, and its story is the corporate expose at brand number 2. 7 eye creams to think twice about, 3 Canadian brands worth your money, and the Estée Lauder story. It's coming at brand number 2. Don't skip ahead. This is the true north shelf, where the labels get read so the truth gets told. Let's dive in. Before getting into the brands, 2 things every Canadian needs to understand about the eye care aisle. First, the eye contour is the thinnest, most absorbent skin you have, and eye cream is leave-on. Unlike a cleanser you rinse off, an eye cream is designed to sit in that delicate skin all night, for years. When a formula carries a fragrance allergen, a high dose of denatured alcohol, a strong retinoid, or a synthetic preservative, the eye area is exactly where it gets the deepest, longest contact. The Government of Canada's State of PFAS report found the large majority of PFAS-containing cosmetics notified to Health Canada are leave-on products. Eye cream is leave-on, on the thinnest skin you own. Second, the words on the front of the tube are not regulated the way you think. In Canada, hypoallergenic has no legal definition. Health Canada does not regulate the term. Ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist recommended, anti-fatigue, and brightening are marketing claims, not chemistry guarantees. A brand can print any of them on the front, while the back of the tube tells a very different story. Thinnest skin you have, leave on, all night, for years. Marketing on the front, chemistry on the back. Keep both points in mind. Brand number 1, and this one sets the bar for the entire category. Olay Regenerist Retinol 24 Night Eye Cream. The tube in every Shoppers Drug Mart, every Walmart Canada, every London Drugs. Olay's plain Ultimate Eye Cream sits around $8 or $9 Canadian dollars, but the Retinol 24 Eye Cream is the one the marketing pushes hardest, because the name promises a clinical-sounding 24-hour result. Regenerist, retinol, 24 hours. Olay is owned by Procter & Gamble, the Cincinnati consumer goods giant behind Tide, Gillette, Pampers, and Old Spice. One of the largest advertising spenders on the planet. Now, honest disclosure up front. This eye cream is fragrance-free. That is genuinely better than most of this list. But read the full INCI. The active is retinol, paired with retinol propionate, 2 vitamin A derivatives, layered onto eye contour skin. And the preservative system includes DMDM hydantoin, a formaldehyde-releasing preservative, a compound that slowly releases small amounts of formaldehyde to keep the product from spoiling, sitting against your eye all night. So the same tube that promises gentle 24-hour renewal carries a double retinoid and a formaldehyde releaser, pressed into the most delicate skin on your face. Retinoids around the eye are precisely what dermatologists tell people to introduce slowly, and what medical guidance routinely tells pregnant Canadians to avoid. It is fragrance-free, and it is still the template for everything this aisle does wrong. And brand number 2 is where this gets serious, because that brand belongs to the exact company Canada just fined for forever chemicals. Brand number 2, and this one is the corporate exposé. Clinique All About Eyes, the little pale tube that built the modern department store eye cream category. Sephora Canada, Hudson's Bay, Shoppers Drug Mart beauty counters, the Clinique counter your mother trusted. The brand a generation of Canadians grew up believing was the safe, allergy-tested, gentle choice. Clinique is owned by the Estée Lauder companies. The same Estée Lauder that on the 2nd of February 2026, Environment and Climate Change Canada fined $750,000 for using banned forever chemicals, PFAS, in an eyeliner sold to Canadians. The single biggest, most recent PFAS penalty in cosmetics in this country was handed to the parent of one of the most recommended gentle eye creams on the market. Now, honest disclosure, because credibility matters. That fine was not leveled at All About Eyes specifically, and the All About Eyes formula genuinely is fragrance-free. This is a corporate family point, not a contamination finding against this exact tube. But here is the formula. All About Eyes is built on cyclopenicilloxane and silicones, with caffeine and mulberry root extract for the depuffing claim, preserved with phenoxyethanol, sitting on eye contour skin overnight. A conventional synthetic base sold at a premium, behind a counter, by the very corporation Canada just penalized for forever chemicals. A gentle, allergy-tested promise on the front. A $750,000 PFAS fine against the parent company on the public record. That is the gap this channel exists to show you. This next brand has the French pharmacy halo and the anti-fatigue promise. But the fifth ingredient down is the problem. Brand number 3 is Vichy Idealia Anti-Fatigue Eye Cream. Vichy sells itself as French pharmacy skincare, dermatological, backed by thermal spa water from the town of Vichy. It is stocked behind the skincare counter at Shoppers Drug Mart, London Drugs, and every Pharmaprix in Quebec, and the eye creams sit in the premium tier. Here is the part the pharmacy shelf halo hides. Vichy is owned by L'Oréal, the French beauty giant that is the single largest cosmetics company on Earth, and a parent we are going to meet again and again on this list. The Idealia Anti-Fatigue Eye Formula promises to wake up tired eyes. But read the full INCI, and at roughly the 5th ingredient, you find alcohol denat. Denatured alcohol, high in a leave-on product, on the thinnest skin on your body, followed further down by phenoxyethanol. A separate Vichy option, the Lift Active Eye Cream, is preserved with methylparaben and phenoxyethanol instead. Denatured alcohol that high makes the texture feel light and fast absorbing, and that fast absorption is exactly the problem when the target is fragile eye skin with almost no barrier of its own. When a product positioned as gentle, dermatological pharmacy care carries denatured alcohol as its 5th ingredient, for the eye area, the pharmacy halo and the formula are telling 2 different stories. Brand number 4 is La Roche-Posay Hyalu B5 Eyes. And this one stings a little, because La Roche-Posay is the brand Canadian dermatologists hand out most. Sensitive skin pedigree, thermal spring water heritage. Pharmacist recommended at Shoppers, London Drugs, and every Pharmaprix in Quebec. If you have ever asked for a gentle eye cream at a counter, this is the tube you were likely handed. Let me be honest first. La Roche-Posay performs. The Hyalu B5 eye cream is built on hyaluronic acid and vitamin B5, real, hydrating, well-chosen actives. That part is not marketing. That part is true. But La Roche-Posay is also owned by L'Oréal, the same L'Oréal that owns Vichy, brand number 3. And read the full INCI. And in that gentle, sensitive skin formula, you will find BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene, a preservative the David Suzuki Foundation flags as a suspected endocrine disruptor, alongside phenoxyethanol, on eye contour skin overnight. Honest disclosure, there is no alcohol denat at the top of this one, and the hyaluronic acid is genuinely good. This is not the worst tube on the list. But when the gentlest, most recommended sensitive skin eye cream in the country still carries a flagged preservative and is owned by the largest cosmetics company on earth, you start to understand the gap between the reputation and the ingredient list. Brand number 5 is Garnier Skin Active Clearly Brighter Anti-Puff Eye Roller. The little metal rollerball tube that promises to depuff and brighten tired eyes with caffeine, the one you have seen on every drugstore shelf for 15 Canadian dollars or so. Garnier.ca, Walmart Canada, Shoppers Drug Mart. The affordable, mass-market under-eye fix. Garnier is owned by L'Oreal. That is the same parent as Vichy and as La Roche-Posay. 3 brands in, and L'Oreal already owns the budget roller, the pharmacy cream, and the dermatologist pick. Now the formula. The third ingredient, right near the top, is alcohol denat. Denatured alcohol, high in the formula, in a product you roll directly under your eye. Then further down, phenoxyethanol and salicylic acid, a beta-hydroxy acid exfoliant, in a leave-on product against the thinnest skin you own. The cold metal ball feels depuffing in the moment. But denatured alcohol that high, plus an exfoliating acid, on eye skin with almost no barrier, is a formulation built for an instant sensation, not for the long-term health of that fragile skin. And ignore the occasional bogus $66 online listing for it. This is a roughly $15 drugstore product. The price is not the problem. The alcohol denat and acid carrier on eye skin is. Quick pause, because this matters. If this investigation is useful to you, the single most important thing you can do right now is subscribe to the True North shelf. Not just like, subscribe. Here's the honest reason. The algorithm only shows this kind of consumer reporting to other Canadians when enough of you subscribe. A like helps. A subscribe is what actually tells YouTube to put this in front of the next Canadian standing at a drugstore shelf, squinting at the back of an eye cream tube they can't decode. So hit subscribe, then hit like. The next 2 brands? You almost certainly have one of them in your bathroom right now. Brand number 6 is L'Oréal Paris Revitalift Anti-Wrinkle and Firming Pro Retinol Eye Cream, the most heavily advertised eye cream in Canada. Revitalift is on every drugstore shelf in the country. Shoppers Drug Mart, London Drugs, Walmart Canada, Coutu, Pharmaprix, and the eye cream sits in the affordable tier, somewhere around 25 to 30 Canadian dollars, which is exactly why it is in so many Canadian bathrooms. And here is the corporate punchline. Revitalift is owned by L'Oréal directly. So that is L'Oréal 4 times on this single list. Vichy, La Roche-Posay, Garnier, and now the L'Oréal Paris flagship itself. 1 company, 4 eye products. The budget roller, the pharmacy cream, the dermatologist pick, and the mass market flagship. Marketed as 4 completely different worlds, all from the same parent. Now the formula. Honest disclosure first. This Revitalift eye cream does not contain alcohol denat, and it does not contain parfum. That is a real point in its favor. But the headline flag is the active itself. It is built around retinol palmitate, a vitamin A ester, applied directly to the eye contour, and the full INCI also lists phenoxyethanol and phenethyl alcohol. Retinol palmitate is the same class of vitamin A derivative the David Suzuki Foundation flags for accelerating UV damage on skin, and that medical guidance tells pregnant Canadians to be cautious with. A retinoid, on the thinnest skin you have, sold over the counter with no gatekeeping at all. So the most advertised, most trusted, most affordable eye cream in the country is a vitamin A derivative, on eye contour skin, overnight, from the company that already owns 3 of the other tubes on this list. Brand number 7 is Rock Retinol Correction Line Smoothing Eye Cream. The retinol eye cream every Canadian who has ever researched dark circles has seen recommended. Shoppers Drug Mart, London Drugs, Walmart Canada, well.ca. ROC was founded in Paris in 1957 and built its reputation on stabilized retinol. The science heritage is real, but the ownership is the story, and it is finally not L'Oréal. ROC is no longer the independent French dermatology house its marketing evokes. In January 2024, the European private equity firm Bridgepoint announced its acquisition of ROC Skincare, in a deal widely reported around $500 million. Before that, ROC had been owned by another private equity firm, Griffin Investors. So the trusted retinol eye cream has been a private equity portfolio asset, passed from one fund to the next. And the formula proves the point. The line-smoothing eye cream is built on ROC's stabilized retinol, a real active, but read the full INCI, and you also find BHT, the same suspected endocrine disruptor the David Suzuki Foundation flags, plus chlorhexidine digluconate and phenoxyethanol, a retinoid layered with a stack of synthetic preservatives on the thinnest skin you have, owned by a fund that bought the brand as recently as 2024. Honest disclosure, ROC lists this formula as free of added fragrance, a genuine plus. The retinol may be stabilized, the ownership is anything but simple. That's 7 eye products. A Procter & Gamble retinoid with a formaldehyde releaser. An Estee Lauder tube whose parent Canada just fined for forever chemicals. And then L'Oréal, 4 times over. The budget roller, the pharmacy cream, the dermatologist pick, and the flagship. Plus a French heritage name that's now a private equity portfolio line. 7 brands. A pending federal prohibition on PFAS in cosmetics. A $750,000 fine already handed to the parent of one of these very brands for using banned forever chemicals in products sold to Canadians. Denatured alcohol, retinoids, formaldehyde releasers, and flagged preservatives on the thinnest, most absorbent skin you have, a millimetre from your eye, every night for years. That's the Canadian eye care aisle in 2026. And notice the corporate thread. One company, L'Oréal, owns 4 of these 7. When the budget roller and the dermatologist pick come from the same parent, you are not choosing between philosophies. You are choosing between price tags. But a good eye product is not actually complicated. A gentle, plant-based retinol alternative. Caffeine for puffiness. Peptides. Cold-pressed plant oils rich in vitamin A and antioxidants. A clean carrier and a published label. The complexity on that drugstore shelf is corporate, not chemical. Here are 3 Canadian brands that get it right. And all 3 are built in one city, Toronto, by founders who publish exactly what's inside. Hero number 1. Consonant Skin and Care. Made in Toronto, Ontario, and proudly Canadian-owned. Consonant is one of the country's most awarded clean skincare lines, built on radical ingredient transparency, formulating free of more than 3,000 questionable ingredients. Its dedicated eye product, the Ultra Eye Cream, publishes its full INCI openly, no parfum loophole. It is built on grapeseed oil, shea butter, niacinamide, zinc oxide, and a long list of named botanical oils and extracts. No denatured alcohol, no formaldehyde releaser, no retinoid to worry about near the eye. You'll find it at well.ca for around 39 Canadian dollars, plus Shoppers Drug Mart, Holt Renfrew, and the brand's own site. The most accessible, clean upgrade on this list. Hero number 2, Graydon Skincare. Founded in Toronto by Graydon Moffat, who built the line specifically for sensitive, reactive skin, clinically tested, vegan, cruelty-free, and made in Canada. The brand's gentle eye area pick is the super sensitive skin stuff, a featherlight ceramide cream the brand recommends for the face and the delicate eye area. It is built on rosehip extract, evening primrose oil, ceramides, blackcurrant and pomegranate seed oils, and vitamin E, full ingredient list published openly. Designed for the most reactive skin there is, which is exactly the standard the eye contour deserves. Sold at well.ca, independent Canadian clean beauty shops, and the brand's own site, generally 40 to 50 Canadian dollars. And hero number 3, Province Apothecary. Founded in 2011 in Toronto by Julie Clark, who struggled with severe eczema her whole life, studied aromatherapy and holistic skincare, then built both a product line and a clinic in downtown Toronto. Province Apothecary is small batch and hand-blended in their Toronto facility, certified organic where possible, completely free of petroleum, parabens, synthetic fragrance, and GMOs, and it publishes its full sourcing online. For the eye area, the brand's Vital Nutrient Face and Eye Balm is an all-in-one hydrator of antioxidant-rich, cold-pressed organic plant oils, naturally rich in vitamin A, that the brand recommends pressing around the eyes to soften puffiness, dark circles, and fine lines. No parfum loophole, no private equity opacity. For the Canadian who wants eye care from someone who built her own clinic because of her own skin, this is the brand. 3 brands, 1 city. Full ingredient lists you can actually read. An eye cream should be one of the most honest products in any Canadian bathroom. You are putting it on the thinnest, most fragile skin you have, a millimetre from your eye, every single night. A gentle active, a clean carrier, a label that tells you the truth. But somewhere between the laboratory and the shopper's drug mart shelf, certain brands found ways to complicate that. A formaldehyde releaser under a word like Regenerist, a forever chemicals fine against the parent of a gentle, allergy-tested promise. Denatured alcohol high in a tube you roll right under your eye. One giant company owning 4 of the 7. And a federal PFAS prohibition for cosmetics that has not yet become final law. 3 questions to ask before any tube goes near a Canadian eye. Is the corporate parent a global conglomerate or a private equity fund? Or is it a small Canadian company that publishes everything? Does the brand list its complete ingredient list without hiding behind the word parfum? And does the active you're paying for actually need the denatured alcohol, the formaldehyde releaser, or the flagged preservative that came with it, right beside your eye? If the label can't answer all 3, put it back. And one last thing, if this helped you read a label tonight, subscribe to the True North Shelf, hit like, and the full source guide for every claim in this video is in the description below. We read the labels so you don't have to. This is the True North Shelf. Stay safe, stay educated. Thanks for watching.